Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the afternoon session of the 2023 Yushan Forum, Start a New Blueprint for Asian Development. Now we will move on to session 3, Resource Sharing from Soft Power to Competitive Advantage. The moderator for this session is Mr. Roy Lee, Deputy Minister of Foreign Affairs of the R.O.C. Taiwan. Please. And now we're going to welcome the panelists to the stage. Mr. Chou Chiang-Chieh, Deputy Minister of Hakka Affairs Council, R.O.C. Taiwan. Mr. Jack Yeh-Chin Kuei, Director General of the Department of Cultural Exchange, Ministry of Culture, R.O.C. Taiwan. Mr. Wen-Chung Hsieh, Chief Secretary of the National Immigration Agency, Ministry of the Interior, R.O.C. Taiwan. Mr. Fortunato T. de la Peña, former Secretary of the Department of Science and Technology of the Philippines. Mr. Manharsinh Laxmanbhai, Yadav, Director General of the Taipei Association of India. And please come up and take your seat. Thank you very much. And now I will give the floor to the moderator, Deputy Minister Lee, please.
Well, thank you very much to join me for the session 3 on resources sharing from soft power to competitive advantage. It's my great pleasure to be able to serve one of the easiest job for this session, that is the moderator. I need to keep 2 things. One, my remarks short, and secondly, control the time. So hopefully we'll allow some exchange between the panelists. But let me start by highlighting 2 key features of soft power. In most cases, soft power are much more welcome than hard powers, because for hard power, it convinces people because of fear and coercion. But for soft powers, it is a power that make our life better, and also in many cases, make our economy stronger. So it is much more appreciated in most cases. Secondly, most of us have aggressive or sometimes intimidating bigger neighbors who are very strong or even superpowers in hard powers. But all of us, despite our size in economic, military, and other areas, we can be soft powers in superpowers in soft powers in some areas. Taiwan has initiated the new Southbound Policy starting from 2016. To my understanding, the new Southbound Policy, it is itself a soft power agenda. We aim to increase the connectivity between Taiwan and many of the Indo-Pacific partners through collaboration in the area of public health, cultural exchange, education, disaster prevention, among other things. But in the last 8 years, we have already provided opportunities and created platforms such as today's forum to enhance our dialogues, exchange our experiences, and also, of course, discuss the way forward to enhance our collaboration in terms of resources sharing. And all these agendas, all these works or efforts that we have been undertaking is trying to achieve a better life for everybody. There are areas that we do need further discussion, especially in terms of how can we coordinate better in terms of resources sharing. We don't want to promote a program that's not consistent of the demand from other Indo-Pacific or Indo-Pacific partners. And that is exactly the meaning of having a Yushan Forum, especially a session on soft power, from soft power to competitive advantage. The last key word of this session is competitive advantage. To me, it is the discussion on how can we translate the benefits of soft power into empowering and sustaining our economic, technology, and other competitiveness in other areas, so that we will be able, it will allow us to create a kind of positive cycle that brings even more resources to increase our participation in the area of soft power. We are very fortunate to have 5 leaders in soft powers to share with us their experiences and observations. My time is already up. I already broke my first promise. But I have to introduce the 5 panelists. We have 2 leaders from very important members of the Indo-Pacific community, namely the Philippines and India, join us for today's session. For the Republic of the Philippines, we have the former Secretary of Science and Technology Fortunato de la Peña. And from India, we have Mr. Yadav, the Director General of the India Taipei Association. Well, both countries have been already recognized globally as the superpower in soft powers in some areas, and India is another, has been officially recognized as the most popular and the most promising markets and economy in the world. From Taiwan side, we have 3 panelists join us. The first one is Deputy Minister Chou Chiang-Chieh from the Hakka Affairs Council. We have over roughly close to 5 million Hakka population in Taiwan, and equally important, very significant number of Hakka community throughout Southeast Asia. So Deputy Minister Zhou's participation will enlighten us on what the council has been doing, and maybe through the Hakka's culture and other exchanges, how can we connect Taiwan better with Southeast Asia and other Indo-Pacific partners. And the second panelist from Taiwan is Director General Kuei Yeh-Chin. The director, he's the DG for culture exchange in the Department of Culture Exchange of the Ministry of Culture. I think I don't need to elaborate further. His professional title already explains why he's here, because culture exchange is definitely at the center of all the soft power undertakings. Last but not least is Chief Secretary Hsieh Wen-Chung from the National Immigration Agency of the Ministry of Interior. Well, the National Immigration Agency is not only for border control or management of our immigration policy. It is also the agency that is looking after over 500,000 new residents in Taiwan, and at all time, close to over 700,000 migrant workers in Taiwan, and the agency, the National Immigration Agency, is looking after their welfare and ensure and safeguard their rights. So it's actually a very important institution in Taiwan to increase our people-to-people connectivity with our Indo-Pacific partners. I'm already overdue. Let me waste no time and give the floor to our first panelist, Deputy Minister Zhou, please.
好，希望嘅主持人好。首先我哋嚟大家說明一下，今日代表客家委員會嚟大家嚟說明過去客家委員會在南強政策，尤其係東南亞國家客家嘅交流嘅部分，嚟所有今日嚟到現場嘅貴賓嚟追責說明報告。咁啲係主會交代任務啦嗬。即係係講黑好困難，係講英語好困難。我想對我嚟講講英語可能好困難啦。好，但是首先先讓大家嚟說明一下，客家族群在台灣係情況係乜嘢？我想所有貴賓應該了解台灣地理嘅情況所以研究嘅部分，客家族群在台灣係天二台嘅族群，將台灣人口數200左右，該人數呢可能係400萬人口。主要呢，分布嘅位所係等背冇主要位所係大家看到嘅好淺嘅色啦，係當地客家族群將人口數好多嘅位所。所以大家就可以看到，在桃園、新竹、苗栗、台中和北部嘅人士係最淺嘅，人口數比例最高嘅位所。但大家假使了解台灣地理嘅情況，是 就在講北部的客家人好hòa善，大道善片；南部的主要是種到高雄、屏東才6對的平方，東部沒有因為客家人所在為所，主要才因為花蓮推動，這下在國內啊，因為客家委員會主要服務客家的鄉親，是才因為頭中廟南部的6對，還有東部花蓮推動，還有為所，兩山的人口數400萬人口，這下係在台灣的情況。講為腔調咧，我哋講嘅客家嘅腔在台灣主要有4人、海陸、台埔、饒平、早安，因為印度四海太平安。呢5隻腔調係主要因為台灣客家人講嘅語言。呢係一隻簡單嘅介紹，讓所有現場來自國際嘅貴賓來簡單介紹一下。接下來呢係讓大家來說明，在因為南向政策，客家委員會在過去幾年交流推動嘅成果，還有因為未來想用辦法發展啦，哈。第一下，在因為台灣政府行政院新公布嘅國家客家發展計劃底部有4項目標。呢隻國家客家發展計劃係2022年啊，按照因為客家基本法來訂定嘅4項目標底部，老因為南向政策交流有關係嘅，主要係提4項目標。因為實種嘅核心啊，是係因為對提出來嘅主權主流化安樣嘅想法。根據係單槍在國內主權主流化，因為在世界，因為主權咪做得做主流化嘅工作。睇下有提到，在台灣國家，中華民國有400萬客家人口，但是在國際上嘅客家族群嘅人數，最保守嘅估計係6000萬人口。因為希望未來客家委員會就得讓所有全球嘅客家族群做好嘅連結，做好因為文化外交嘅工作。所以提4項目標係因為青港全球嘅客家網絡，因為拓展因為客家文化外交。但是呢4項目標唔係單從一項目標去完全達到嘅，其實4項目標係互相而配合嘅。像條論講目標2，然後目標3，其實是用因為客家文化人嘅實力嚟想辦法讓世界做好連結。根據頭下講嘅，因為發展嘅目標，提4項目標，因提出5隻策略，想辦法嚟讓全球嘅客家嘅族群做好連結。其中一項是今日因為主題啊，是因為南向交流的部分。過去幾年客家委員會讓東南亞的國家在學術單位用因為教育、語言還有族群相關的研究的方式，達到因為讓東南亞國家大學的合作。呢等下還有詳細的說明。全球公民的部分。因為上週日將盤算因為全球客家文化會議，邀請所有全世界嘅因為客家族群做得到轉來台灣來開因為全球客家文化會議。因為過去幾年客家委員會讓南向政策嘅國家有好好嘅交流機會，所以200幾年主要轉來最多人數嘅是馬來西亞嘅客家人。第3點，因為鼓勵因為後生人做得行出去，客家嘅後生人提供幾多國際參與嘅平台，做今年嘅因為後生嘅客家嘅後生人咪去到因為馬來西亞、新加坡做公共服務。除了因為客家委員會係文化工作之外啦，當然因為係老因為今年嘅主持人外交部僑務委員會 主要處理外交部分嘅部分，共同合作，對新南橋嘅國家、新南橋嘅族群，做得有好嘅連結，有合作嘅機會。做咩？在學術單位，因為台灣特殊嘅國家國際嘅環境，希望打造一隻台灣做得強健世界嘅一隻方式，所以推盤 GHAS 印度全球客家研究聯盟嘅聯盟嘅業務係，主要來參與國際上當地法通同重要嘅公義。好。喺聽下講，台灣客家族群主要帶到可能後華山嘅為數。過去Yeh-Chin因為客家族群對自家嘅信心冇動作，我看到時間到了，好，早2分鐘。時間中，客家族群希望做得行到國際當地去，所以從2018年在新加坡嘅國際嘅論壇，想辦法幫客家族要啟動國際舞台當地。接下來提到語文嘅部分，語文部分包含到音樂，盤里結合語文團隊，做得去到東南亞、新加坡、馬來西亞。泰國做客家語言歌曲嘅表演，除了真是自家行出去盤理相關嘅法通之外，客家委員會過去幾年推出啲大家有聽過冇？印度插經嘅戲劇，呢插經係講台灣北部頭擺一隻印度姜亞星推薦客家嘅茶米。到全世界市場嘅一隻男人係一隻故事。除了插經之外，咪撈國際嘅拼圖，想辦法撈東南亞國家有機會看到台灣客家莊嘅獎。所以透過客家文藝復興，介紹浪漫台山線、將樂隊，還有過去主線 R.O.C 壯志寫路嘅故事，頭擺客家人因為大多散片，所以東山網就該行用中腦行銷到全世界，嚟求後台嚟指引。因為時間嘅關係，所以我講未來希望提供嘅資料係希望講客家委員會就得提出台灣係客家文化全世界嘅中心。呢是未來，希望客家委員會讓全世界客家嘅族群做得有連結嘅機會。我時間到咧，希望大家按住些努力。
Thank you very much for Deputy Minister Chou's sharing on the Hakka Affairs Council's work. I didn't realize that Hakka culture is so powerful, and it's actually a very effective tool to connect Taiwan with the rest of the Indo-Pacific region. Let me next to invite Director General Kuei from the Ministry of Culture to take the floor. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Moderator. On behalf of the Ministry of Culture, I'm glad to share some shining points in terms of cultural exchanges under the new Southbound Policy. First, under the Ministry of Culture, subsidy programs in funding transnational exchanges are providing Taiwanese youth and artists with new opportunities to engage with the world. According to our statistics, around $4 million US allocated to more than 200 cultural groups between 2013 and 2023. And the top 3 partner countries in bilateral exchanges are Malaysia, Indonesia, and India. Okay, The second point is Global Arts Organization, Living Arts International opens Taiwan office. Living Arts International is a grassroots NGO dedicated to Southeast Asia's cultures and arts. In 2018, Living Arts International registered its Taiwan office and began operating from the Taiwan Contemporary Culture Lab, C-Lab, to promote cultural exchanges, cultivate new talents, and expand the scope of transnational opportunities. The third shining point is under the Ministry of Culture, we set a Southeast Asia Advisory Committee, and this committee invites cultural professionals, not only from new southbound target countries, but also from other countries such as Japan and the Netherlands to share experiences with their Taiwanese counterparts and engage directly with members of the public. So far, 5 Southeast Asia Advisory Committee have been held, and more than 100 events have been held. And especially during the COVID-19 pandemic era, 16 exchange programs proposed by committee members were implemented, including a virtual residency program where Taiwanese and Thai artists collaborated digitally. Their works are currently to display at the Jim Thompson Art Center in Bangkok, Thailand, and the Fengjia 美术馆 in Tainan, Taiwan. The production of books on Taiwanese and Filipino art history and contemporary art in both Mandarin and English editions. Also, traditional music exchange programs between Taiwan and Vietnam. The fourth shining point is in the field of films and the TV programs exchanges. The Ministry of Culture provided guidance and support to more than 1,200 film and TV productions to reach buyers and negotiate copyright deals with new southbound target countries, including the films Incantation, My Missing Valentine, Someday or One Day, Scamsgiving, Marry My Dead Body, The Bridge Curse 2. In this year, the Ministry of Culture subsidized industry groups to participate in a telefilm expo in Vietnam and set up the pavilion Taiwan Vision to promote productions. The fifth shining point, also in the field of museum exchanges. MOU signed by National Taiwan Museum and the Museum of Hsieh in 2018. The 2019 joint exhibition Tattoo Color, Tattoo Honor, co-organized by National Taiwan Museum and the Museum of Hsieh in Bangkok, spotlighted the cultural artifacts and the customs of Thailand and Taiwan's indigenous Atayal and the Paiwan peoples. Some tattooing practices bore striking similarities. The sixth shining point in regarding with the India, promoting Taiwan films through Indian OTT platforms. Last year, 5 Taiwan films, Beyond the Beauty, Taiwan from Above, The Silent Forest, Love Talk, My Missing Valentine, Long Time No See, were released on MX Player, one of the top 10 streaming platforms in India, culminating in almost 700,000 viewers in 2022. The seventh shining point is promoting cultural diversity through literary translations. Taiwan's literature is now available in several Southeast Asian languages. 29 books have been translated into 5 languages, including 14 volumes in Vietnamese, 10 volumes in Thai, 3 volumes in Malay, 1 volume in Burmese, and 1 volume in Tamil. They have since been published in new southbound target countries. The 8th shining point is about facilitating transnational engagement, partnerships, and tours, including musicals, a requiem for Cambodia by the Taipei Philharmonic Chamber Choir in collaboration with artists from other countries were performed in Australia, the US, and Cambodia. In terms of dance productions, Behalf by Horse Dance Theater and the Thai choreographer toured Singapore and Thailand. In terms of cultural exchanges, dance company in TW Studio, based on nonprofit arts and circus schools, conducted a 50-day cultural exchange project in Cambodia. Last, also linking Taiwan's indigenous artists with international arts festivals, including Biennale of Sydney and the Georgetown Festival. We introduced Wu Yulin and Sang Yi, as well as Bula Ruiyang dance troupe into these major art festivals. In conclusion, under the new Southbound Policy, cultural exchanges are focusing on people-to-people understanding and mutual connection. Thank you for your listening.
Thank you very much, DG Kuei, for your sharing. I believe those are really shining points. I actually personally enjoy some of the drama you mentioned. I didn't know it's behind the Minister of Cultural support, so thank you very much for that. Next, I would like to invite Chief Secretary Hsieh from the National Immigration Agency to take the floor. Thank you.
Good afternoon. On behalf of the Ministry of the Interior, I'm pleased to present the 7 years of success in the empowerment programs for the new immigrants and their children. Please refer to the report online. As of the end of July 2023, the number of the new immigrants totaled 586,538, of which 61.2% were from mainland China, and 29.4% were from Southeast Asia. Among the Southeast Asian countries, Vietnam and Indonesia was accounted for 85 of the total. In order to utilize the strength of the new residents, created an immigration-friendly environment, and encourage them and their children to give full credit to their linguistic and multicultural abilities. The National Immigration Agency, NIA, operated several programs to support new immigrants and their children. These programs include the New Immigrants and Their Children's Empowerment and Award Scholarship Program, Dreaming Building Project, and the New Immigrant Multicultural Talent Training Programs. This program aims to create a harmonious and prosperous and multicultural society. The Overseas Training Empowerment Program was organized to encourage the new immigrants and their children to return to their grandparents' hometown during the summer and the winter vacation to experience family life and cultural exchange, also improve their language language learning to broaden their horizons and to connect with the international community. It supports 447 groups and a total of 953 people from 2016 to 2020. Chun Lee is interested in traditional cuisine of her mother's hometown, Kelantan, Malaysia. She used the AI technology to identify dishes such as white vegetable rice. In order to promote the unique cuisines of her mother's homeland, she used the local Taiwanese ingredient to make a special Taiwanese version of the white vegetable rice, create a new way of eating. Through Vietnamese coffee, student Wang Zhihao not only learned the culture of his mother home countries, but also understood the importance of language learning. He hopes to continue learning Vietnamese well in the future. The NIA organized the Dream Building Project to help new immigrants and their children fulfill their dream. Through professional consulting and the funds of the dream building process, the project aims to share the new immigrants' enthusiasm for social participation and their dedication and contributions to their families from 2016 to 2023. The project assisted a total of 215 groups, consisting of 485 people. At the beginning of the dream building, Li Lubao's Nanyang Lighthouse conducted field research, hoping to find the best medium to enhance the parent-child relationships of the new immigrants. Through the development of the Southeast Asian culinary exchanges online platforms such as Food Adventure King and the Little Cooking Master, the combination with the parent-child cooking classrooms is allowed more new immigrants' families to experience making Southeast Asian cuisine together to promote parent-child relationship. There are 5 students, including Huang Ningning, Wu Zhaoxian, Su Yuting, Hong Weijun, and Chen Pinrui. Children of the new immigrants use their expertise to record the life stories of the 100 groups of the new immigrants' families through photography and paint postcards. They send their postcards back to the homeland of these new immigrants to express distant longing. These postcards will flow deep emotion and also show the footprints of the Taiwan diverse society. Pei Qi, a daughter of new immigrants, has a mother from Vietnam. Her school teacher discovered Pei Qi's painting talent and encouraged her to use the paintbrush to depict the diverse ways of her homeland with the cultural integration and innovation, so that the viewer can learn more about Tofen, Miaoli County, from her unique perspective. Homeland is the driving force behind the creation. The Dream Building Project subsidies allow the Pei Qi to light the fire of the whole, pursue her dreams, and hold a charity art exhibition to society with her own small effort. The new immigrants and their children's empowerment and award scholarship programs was organized to provide appropriate care and support to new immigrants and their children who demonstrate outstanding performance. Also, encourage them to take the technician skill test to obtain the certificate and to develop special talents to enhance their social competitiveness. From the 2016 to 2023, a total amount of over 2 million NT dollars was spent in scholarship money, and there was 43,111 people awarded. Chen Yefang from Indonesia used to work as a translator in a human resource agency, realizing the possibility that a translator may be replaced by AI in the future. She applied for a job, the Employment Service Class B technician certificate, in order to increase competitiveness in the workplace. The passing rate for exam is low, and the exam covers academic and technological subjects as well as lots of the regulations. Yefang studied hard for the exam, even though he only had the high school degree from Indonesia and has never received education in Taiwan. 12 pens ran out of the ink due to the intense use, and Yefang finally got her certificates. She hoped to apply the knowledge she learned to help more migrant workers and the new immigrants in Taiwan. Student like Yeh-Chin, whose mother is from Cambodia, became interested in rowing under the influence of her brother and joined the row team. When suffering low point and the criticisms, her enthusiasm was rekindled after Asian Youth Training Camp. Finally, she was successfully selected as a player for a national team in the Asian Junior Rowing Championships. In the future, Yeh-Chin hopes to study at the National Taiwan Sport University and obtain professional license, seizing every opportunity to roll into the future and pursue her own dreams. The Multicultural Talent Training Program for the new immigrants was organized to foster...
Mr. Hsieh, my apologies. I need to wrap up in 1 minute.
Thank you.
Is that possible? Thank you.
All right. Okay. Finally, through the empowerment program of the new immigrants and their children, we help them to understand the advantage of their diverse backgrounds, promote multicultural exchange, increase self-confidence, and develop potential in order to demonstrate personal strengths of the new immigrants and to utilize the maximum of their power. Thank you for listening.
Thank you very much. Apologize for the time limitation. Next, I would like to invite former Secretary de la Peña to share the Philippines experience and observations. Thank you.
So today we are having this two-day Yushan forum with the team starting a new blueprint for Asia. First, I would like to extend greetings from the Philippines. Thank you to the Taiwan-Asia Exchange Foundation on cooperation in South and Southeast Asian affairs. This is highly appreciated. You are really providing an excellent platform for Asian regional dialogue. So the theme, Start a New Blueprint for Asia, is very timely and relevant, considering the developments within and outside the Asian region. Inclusive and resilient growth is our common concern in the post-pandemic era. Our session topic is very important in this blueprint, and I will share my thoughts and ideas on this based on the experience I have had during my term as the Secretary of the Department of Science and Technology from 2016 to 2022. So the connectivity and resource sharing can be illustrated through approaches that we carried out at our own Department of Science and Technology in the Philippines. The first one is really geared towards inclusive development and growth programs through science, technology, and innovation. I will explain each of these later. The second one is on academic, scientific, and industry partnerships. The third one is person-to-person linkages. The fourth one is human resource development, and the fifth one is regional and multilateral partnerships. Now, as an example of our initiatives at inclusive development and growth through science, technology, and innovation, during the 6 years that I spent as Secretary of Science and Technology, we helped universities put up their own niche research centers for research in the regions. And they cover different areas from agriculture, aquaculture, industry, energy, the emerging technologies, medical, and health sciences. An example that I am showing here is a niche research center that we co-established with the Isabela State University in northern Philippines. And they cooperated with the National Taiwan Ocean University in Keelung, Taiwan, as partners in research in the Research Center for Freshwater Eel and High-Value Fish. So they focus on certain research areas, and we encourage them to collaborate with the other neighboring countries. The second is on academic, scientific, and industry partnership. And an example that I am citing here is the R&D partnerships, or the collaborative research on native animals between the Philippine Council for Agriculture, Aquaculture, and Natural Resources Research and Development, or PICARD, and they teamed with the Taiwan Livestock Research Institute. I will not go into details anymore, but this is an example of an scientific partnership between two scientific institutions. Now, we have, still under the collaboration in research, we have what we call the MECO-TECO joint research projects, okay? And from I cannot read, 12, I think, to 2022, we were able to approve and execute 34 MECO-TECO research partnerships. How does it work? A researcher, either from the Philippines or from a neighboring, well, from Taiwan in this case, can discuss a possible topic or problem common to them, to the two partners, and they actually work on the same problem, but in their respective countries. And then they, of course, compare and learn a lot out of this research partnership. The 2023 list of priorities or proposals are listed here. They are on virology, artificial intelligence, green technologies, traditional, how do you call it? Genomics, nutritional genomics. We have also nanotechnology. We have informatics, minerals, informatics. We have quantum computing. We have antimicrobial resistance, biotechnology for livestock, we have robotics, and we have intelligent manufacturing. So these are the topics where we have the MECO-TECO research partnership. Now, I would like to example, still under the topic of research or science and technology collaboration, we have here an example of a partnership this is on the topic cooperation on science and technology between the DOST, or the Department of Science and Technology of the Philippines, and the Department of Science and Technology of India. One project is the development of the novel antiviral compound against arthropod-borne viruses. Okay, this is between the University of the Philippines in the Visayas and the Visvaraya National Institute of Technology in India. The next example here is on, the third one is on person-to-person linkages. Now, Filipino graduates in advanced science and technology degrees, for example, maintain close linkages with their professors, fellow students, or classmates and co-researchers in the universities where they have obtained their degrees. There are many examples of this, for example, as exemplified by our alumni from universities in Taiwan, in India, Malaysia, Singapore, Thailand, Australia, and New Zealand, among others. And most often, this is the key to the projects, for example, the partnerships in research and even the partnerships in human resource development. I would like to cite as an example a unique program that we have developed. We call it the Sandwich Program. And this is really students, for example, studying in Philippine universities, partnering with researchers in another country like Taiwan or Japan, and they work together in their thesis and dissertation. The last one, the fourth one, is on human resource development, and we did this in partnership with ASEAN. When I was the Secretary of Science and Technology, I initiated a scholarship program for Myanmar, Laos, and Cambodia, MS and PhD, and it has been running since 2017. The last one is on regional and multilateral partnerships. Again, I use this example from ASEAN, where the Philippines headed the ASEAN Zero Surveillance Study on COVID vaccines. And similarly, we also have this partnership still under ASEAN. Philippines and Singapore joined together in leading the ASEAN Diagnostics Initiative, and this covers the selection of diagnostic tests that may be made available to all of the ASEAN member states. So this is just sharing with you the examples that we have in trying to promote resource sharing through connectivity. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Secretary De La Peña. If time allows, I'll come back for your recommendations on the future of science and technology cooperation between Taiwan and the Philippines. But before that, I would like to invite Director General Yadav from the India-Taipei Association to take the floor. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. Tajia how? Thank you. I think this should get me a response at least. After, of course, lunch, it is difficult to sit through a panel, so I can understand that. So it is an honor to be here at the Yushan Forum. The forum has surely come up as a premier forum in last few years. So I would like to thank the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, the Economic Affairs, and of course the Taiwan-Asia Exchange Forum for inviting me today here. Thank you. My fellow panelists have covered several aspects of the soft power and how it can give us a competitive advantage. I would like to focus on 4 factors, which I believe are the basis for our competitive advantage in the democratic partner countries. So the first factor is the shared value system of our open and democratic societies. The pluralism, respect for law, and love for freedom and democracy have allowed the creative spirits of our citizens to fully develop. It has resulted into strong soft power bases in both India and Taiwan. This soft power is visible not only in various creative forms, as was mentioned by earlier panelists, but is also visible in the innovations that is being carried out by our youth. Only the other day, I was in the presidential hackathon, with the Deputy Minister Roy over there. And one of the team which won the presidential hackathon was a joint India-Taiwan team. So surely if we join together, our creative spirits can lead to several good results. So this similarity in the value system provides a strong foundation for the relationship between India and Taiwan. The second factor is the convergence of interest between partner countries, particularly in the Indo-Pacific region, and I would say specifically between India and Taiwan. The pandemic has clearly highlighted the need to diversify manufacturing bases and supply chains. It is therefore natural that the Taiwanese companies are looking to diversify their manufacturing bases as well as reduce its trade and investment reliance from one country. So at the same time, India is making an effort to diversify its supply chain and to attract more investors to come in India under a theme called Make in India. This theme has been extremely successful in India, and year on year, we are getting almost 400 billion FDI right now. Also, India has emerged as the 5th largest economy because of our recent growth, and the projected growth is also supposed to remain very high. Around 3,000 foreign companies are actively operating in India today. And there is a substantial presence of all the Fortune 500 companies in India. So India also has become the second largest mobile manufacturers. I don't know whether you know, but earlier we were one of the largest importers of mobile phones, and today we are one of the exporters. And thankfully, that has happened because of several Taiwanese investment in India. Also have been able to develop end-to-end 4G and 5G telecom services in India. I'm making this point to say that in India, the innovation ecosystem has developed very quickly in last few years. Hence, I believe India today should be the natural destination for Taiwanese investment. It provides all the complementary advantages that Taiwanese businesses need. The third factor that I would like to highlight is the complementary strengths between India and Taiwan. Taiwan has mastered the art of manufacturing processes, and India is I would say a superpower when it comes to services. Taiwan has one of the world's foremost electronic hardware industry, and India is a software giant. Taiwan has a lot of semiconductor fabs, while I would say 20% of the world's semiconductor design engineers are Indian engineers. So India has several, complementary strengths which can easily be available to Taiwanese investors, and both put together can serve the global good. Similarly, when you look at the demography, today India is one of the youngest demography. The average median age in India is 28. And Taiwan does require a lot of skilled manpower, particularly for its electronic industry and for the semiconductor industry. So today in India, let me give you some figures. About 1,500 global capability centers exist in India, which employs about 5 million people. So enough talent is available in India for any kind of investment in STEM-related industries. The fourth factor I would like to cover is the shared future for the shared vision for the future. I think the leadership in both the countries have a similar vision for the future. In India, we are looking towards a peaceful, smart, digital, and green future. Our Prime Minister has declared 5 objectives to be covered in another 25 years. We aspire to become a developed nation. He has launched a green hydrogen mission, a mission lifestyle for environment, and International Solar Alliance. All this shows his commitment towards a clean and green future. And I do understand that Taiwanese leadership is also very keen and very ambitious when it comes to a green and clean future. Similar case exists for the digitization and for the smart technologies. I think these 4 factors, shared value system, convergence of interest, complementary strength, and shared vision for the future, provides a very strong basis for cooperation between India and Taiwan. If these 2 societies come together and cooperate together, I think we can do a lot for the global good. During pandemic, both Taiwan and India set an example of resource sharing for global good. President Hsieh only yesterday mentioned that, let me use her words. We will never forget the virtuous cycle generated by democratic partners coming to one another's aid during 3 years of the pandemic. So Taiwan was one of the first to share resources with its partners during COVID period. And I'm also very thankful because Taiwan also shared a lot of resources with India, particularly masks and essential equipment. Similarly, India, under its Vaccine Maitri program, supplied 300 million doses of vaccine to the world. We were able to supply to about 100 countries during that time period. So this sharing of resources for the global good is a natural thing for us to do, given that we all are open and democratic societies. I think we need to generate more such opportunities. And here the new Southbound policy can be very useful. We can generate a lot of opportunities in science and technology, in art and culture, in education, in agriculture. I think there's no area of cooperation which cannot be further progress between India and Taiwan. The complementary strength in this shared value system will surely provide us the enough basis to further our cooperation. Virtually, our cooperation can span, if I can say, from the oceans to the sky. So let's say how to add substance to the cooperation in future. Thank you so much. Hsieh.
Hsieh. Thank you. We have roughly 5 minutes left. I would like to take the privilege to extend 2 questions to the panelists from outside of Taiwan. The first question goes to Secretary de la Peña. What will be your one most important recommendation for the future of science and technology cooperation between the Philippines and Taiwan?
Well, actually, countries will eventually encounter competition in the global arena, but I think there is a lot of room for cooperation. For example, the examples I used earlier on partnerships in research and development, in human resource development, and the one that we invented, the sandwich program, where our students in our universities can do their thesis in the university in another country. I think that has helped us a lot in speeding up human resource development. So I think all sorts of partnerships in human resource development has to be undertaken, even if it is what we call co-opetition. Let's cooperate even if we compete. Thank you very much.
I truly agree with that. Human talents are the key to our competitive advantage in the future. Thank you very much. Mr. Yadav, if I want to invite you to prioritize your recommendation, what will be the one recommendation that is, you believe, the key for future India-Taiwan cooperation?
Thank you, Minister Roy. I would say that India, as I was just mentioning to you, is a very large country. It is a 1.4 billion country. Many of our states are as big as countries, if I can put it that way. Most of our states are more than 50 million population. I think probably a new India policy is required, because if we are to cover so many areas, including film production, science and technology, agriculture, education, as I mentioned, there is no end to the scope that we have for cooperation. I think probably India-focused policy would be very useful. Given the diversity that we bring to the table and given the complementary strength that we bring to the table, probably it might be a good idea to have a new India policy, maybe within the framework of new Southbound policy or separate from the Southbound policy. Thank you.
That's exciting. So you are basically recommending new Southbound +1. That is the new Southbound policy plus India policy.
Yes,
that sounds something that we should continue the dialogue. Well, thank you very much. We discussed a lot of areas of cooperation, but I want to thank, for the time being, the cooperation by the 5 panelists for their precise and very concise sharing of the experiences and achievements. And also, thank you very much for the 2 recommendations that we received towards the end of this session. Please join me to thank our 5 panelists for their sharing, and I would like to conclude this session. Thank you very much.
Thank you to our moderator and the panelists for the wonderful discussion. And now I would like to invite our moderator and the panelists to move to the center for a photo call. And special thanks to our moderator for the wonderful time control. Thank you very much. Please move to the center of the stage. Let's get closer and look at the cameras in the front. Thank you very much. I think we have all learned a lot from the insights of our speakers. Among the new Southbound countries, or even +1 or +2, there should not only be competition, but actually cooperation. So co-opetition will be the way forward. So please look at the cameras in the front and give us your smile. 3, 2, 1, cheese. And now give us your thumbs up, please. Thumbs up and look at the camera and give us your big smile. 3, 2, 1, cheese. Thank you very much. Another round of applause to the moderator and the panelists. Ladies and gentlemen, now we will take a break. Please help yourselves to the refreshments outside, and the next session will start at 3:50. 3:50. Thank you.